Hi, I'm Dr. Tuepenz,
I'm Gaplord.
and we are
The Juice Crew Villans.
Without the I, the second I. Yeah.
I never say the hoe. I got that Tony Satchery oregano. Fuck is a money problem. Speaking on flavor, bitches call me Baskin Robbins. Barbecue with the sauce. I got a fucking season cabinet in my house. You might call that your closet. Man, I'm dripping, plumbers can't fix my water faucet. You should proceed with caution. Hit you with the bat, man, if you think of robbing. Nigga, I'm denim flossing. Only picking up the phone when the money calling. If it ain't money calling, you can't even speak to me. Chat with my assistants. Cause money talks and the bullshit walks. And y'all niggas go the distance. I sit back reminiscing about the times when I was broke, now that's non-existent. Y'all niggas inconsistent. I got prison boys, gifted and I'm persistent. Bank account never insufficient. Married to the money, hoe can't get no commitment. Bitch, I'm ballin', check my statistics. Can't associate.
Today, what we'll be talking about is oppositional defiant disorder. Oppositional defiant disorder. ODD. What is it? How do you feel about it? So I'll ask the question, Dr. Tuepenz, how do you feel about ODD?
Well, as a professional in the industry, I feel like ODD is just another lie.
Time out. Should we define ODD first?
Yeah, let's break it down for the people.
Okay, so for those who don't know, ODD is oppositional defiant disorder, which is described by definition. An overview of it is basically the cause of oppositional defiant disorder is unknown. It's unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. And the symptoms include, they generally begin before a child is 8 years old. They include irritable moods and argumentative and defiant behavior, aggression and vindictiveness that lasts more than 6 months and cause significant problems at home or school. So basically, oppositional defiance disorder is people who have problem with authority. So how do you feel?
Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It sounds like we just fell down the hill inside of a trash can with all these damn words y'all using to make up something to make y'all job easier, because y'all don't want to hold these people to any level of standards. First of all, we need to talk about how this is just another lie for y'all to avoid this dysfunctional behavior in children, because y'all don't want to really work with them and take the time to give them what they need to properly grow as human beings, from young children to grown adults. Secondly, how can this be a thing? How can a thing be a thing and it has an unknown source? This is a pen. It has ink and it has different characteristics that make it a pen. How could it be a pen if it didn't have a source of things that make it what it is? It has a genetic composition, so to speak. So how are y'all making this thing a thing and it has an unknown source? That sounds like a lie. And solutions for this: discipline. Hold these kids accountable. If you're in a position where you're working with children, you put your, maybe y'all shouldn't put yourself into the job. Maybe you need to quit your job. Maybe you need to just leave it alone and put people in a place that's going to actually help these children grow into productive, successful adults instead of psychopath killers that have no sense of authority. You're teaching them something that's unrealistic. Not holding these kids accountable is going to make them grow up thinking they can go around doing whatever they want to do to whoever, whenever. And that could be you one day.
Oh, yeah. And it
could
will
definitely be you.
It will be you. So as a person who used to work amongst many kids, favored by many kids, and working in group homes, social work, and I oftentimes seen kids diagnosed with ODD, oppositional defiant disorder. And basically it was lack of discipline. So a lot of times they got away with things because it's like on the paperwork it say, oh, this kid has oppositional defiant disorder. They just have problems following authority directions. So it's like, we're going to tell these kids. So basically they're teaching these kids it's all right to defy this this authority figure and act as you please because you have this mental problem. And it's like, but when you're grown, they don't tell you that doesn't work that way.
They don't.
So when you become an adult, these kids go out into society and become adults and they act the same way. And I know it seems like it's a small number, but it's a large number of kids who basically every kid I interacted with was diagnosed with this. And it's not that, it's probably lack of father in the home. It's probably, and usually that's what it was. And mother, not to say like mother's always in the home because they're not either. Most of the time they leave them with the grandma. But
oh, grandma.
So opposition defiant disorder is just so subjective, and it's just really mostly a lack of discipline and lack of structure. It's not a mental issue. It's a discipline issue.
Be real.
Yeah, so it's like this is a real thing. I know it kind of sounds like
ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds like crazy.
It's ridiculous. It's just another reason for somebody to get a check to cut somebody some pills instead of just being real for real with somebody. And I'm speaking on that because I used to take depression pills and I thought it was going to help me. And then one day I said, you know what? If God can't get me through this, then I'm going to die from it. And I haven't taken the pill since, and that's over 15 years ago.
Covered in the blood of Jesus.
Beat him, Capo. Ooh. Get that lady.
The blood. Why are y'all fighting? That's nothing but the enemy. Why are y'all fighting? Why y'all fighting? That is not necessary.
The blood of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but he's so right. Like, some of these things are things you have to conquer mentally within yourself. And we're saying like, oh, this person told me that I just can't follow directions from authority because I have this symptom of this disease, which is really the devil. And it's like, y'all are accepting it. Like all these people, mental health matters. Man, it's yourself. You're battling with your own thoughts and you can conquer those thoughts, but you choose to let another person, the human brain is not even, people can't even figure out the human brain because if they did, every brain surgery would be successful. People who have strokes, they better fix you right on up. That's how much people don't know about the brain. So you're going to let some people tell you about how the brain's supposed to work and they don't even know about it? Hold on, let's read the key. What's the definition? Okay, so.
You know what's crazy? People don't even want to listen to Dr. Ben Carson. He's one of the most successful brain surgeons of all time.
So listen, right, that's crazy. Call him cool. They said they gave him a diss on the shot too. They said, so on the shot, they said, well, he's a good young man. He's gonna grow up to be like Ben Carson. She's like, let's hope not. Like, bitch, I wish my kids would grow up to be like Ben Carson. But anyways, oh man, that shit so liberal. But the cause of oppositional defiance disorder is unknown. The cause of oppositional defiance disorder is unknown. Of course it's unknown.
Because it's not real.
It's not real.
Y'all
it's fake.
Y'all and people sitting there going with it. If you sit there I get it, it's your job. But at some point, somebody's gonna have to stand up and say, hey y'all, are we doing what's best for these people?
No.
Because in time will tell if the things you're doing is what's best for these children. And if we could go back and look at some of the people who's been 10 years, who's the first people diagnosed with this, and let's look at where they at right now.
No.
And we'll be able to tell if this is a good thing for these people. I get it. You want to help people, okay. But you can't go around just making people feel good about being dysfunctional because they don't want to be in school all day or they don't want to do their work. That don't matter. Because when they get grown, they can't go around doing that because then they're going to go to jail. It's what it sounds like it's a setup to get them to go to jail anyway. It sounds like some of y'all people who are running this is got investments into the prisons and you setting these kids up for prison. It's another prison pipeline system through these group homes and through the DHS and all that.
Oh, yeah, it's not for improvement, but I understand how you can't, because most of these people they're putting in a lot of their own lives into. It's like, how much can you really do?
Oh yeah, and that's why I say,
But we can start by being realistic. This shit, it's not real. Oppositional defiance disorder is lack of probably a father in the home and a mother allowing their kid to do whatever they want to.
And it sucks, man.
Yeah, and it sucks.
It sucks for the
but-
workers that got to deal with that shit.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say it like we take away from these DHS workers because that's one of the toughest jobs outside of working inside of a prison because you're working with some of the future inmates that's going into these prisons.
Yeah, you working with future.
You know what I'm
inmates.
saying? So I mean, I almost got close to doing DHS, and the interviews was tough. Just hearing about the day. I mean, the interview's about to be tough because they know this is a tough job. Not everybody can stick it out. The average person ain't trying to work for the DHS, so in these type of situations for that long.
So
You know what I'm
DHS,
saying? Like,
Department of Human Services, for those who
group
don't know.
homes, you see high turnover rates because it's a stressful job. And I think that just overall the industry needs better training for the people to help them understand the people that they're serving and help them be able to separate themselves from the job.
Realistic
Like
training.
it's not your child. And I think it's what some people get caught up in. They see it as your child. And while you may see this innocent child going through this traumatic situation, it's not your child. So you can't base your experience or your relationship with this child based on the child you've been raising since day one. This child has a different set of needs.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be like night and day. Every child has different needs. So I think that there should be better training to help these individuals properly assess the situation and get the child the spiritual and
More-
social,
It should be.
resources.
Yeah, really,
help them
social work should be
internally.
more
Like, 'cause
more
it's not-
godly. It should be
Yeah.
more men. Social work is 90% women, and you have very few men, which is understandable. All women do is flirting, just getting by, getting real emotional, taking everything personal. And as a man working in social work, I could see how all these women are taking everything emotional. And if they take something disrespectful, they're going to punish the parents and the kid.
Mhm.
As opposed to me, I'm like, I don't care what you say. You don't have to like me. I'm going to do what I know is right for this person. And then you too. You might not like it, but it's going to be right. And it's not like, like I've been cursed out, called bitch ass niggas, all type of stuff. But you know what? I can honestly say that even though a lot of these parents dislike me, but some of them came back to me and was like, "Oh, I appreciate you being tough on me, because you got me to get my stuff together." And that's all what it is. It's like people need to take accountability. Oppositional defiance disorder is people taking. It's like giving people a reason not to take accountability for what they do.
And what does that do? What does that create? It creates a weak country. You create people with no backbone. They don't stand for anything. They don't want to work for anything. And looking for somebody to do this. You put something in their hand. And if they don't like, you raising a bunch of incompetent princes and princesses
Yeah,
from poverty.
snowflake era.
You know what I'm saying? Super, super duper snowflake. But they'll be called the hardest because they out here ready to kill
Yeah,
somebody
because they are.
over nothing.
You're acting irrational off of
Over
emotions.
nothing.
So,
Off of nothing.
in summary, what do you think oppositional defiance disorder? Is it real or is it a fake thing?
Man, it's over. It's no longer real. Somebody tell you you got that, you tell them no. Don't never let nobody put no label on you that you don't agree with. Don't let people just come and tell you you got something because they a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor.
Mental health matters.
I'm a doctor. I'm pretty sure these doctors is telling y'all all this stuff. I've written and discovered more mental health disorders than they have. They just going off what somebody else said.
Sad, yeah.
I can look around your life and other people's lives and tell you about some disorders y'all ain't even know y'all had.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they're doing.
That's all they doing.
Yeah.
I look off of TV. Willie Beeman syndrome. Anybody know what that is? Y'all couldn't even catch that.
You find 10 people who got the same personality
And
traits.
I know
then-
10.
Yeah.
I know 10.
And you say this is what they're suffering from. Even though you have no clue how the brain works.
At all.
Yeah.
'Cause y'all, don't
But
fuck with y'all need to listen to Dr. Ben. I learned a lot about the brain. Just listen to Dr. Ben Carson speak, listening to his autobiography. Learn a lot about the brain.
you know, this crazy niggas call
And what
people calling
you
him
can
a
do.
coon.
And he one of the poorest people.
And came from nothing.
Old school Detroit.
Came from nothing.
Old school Detroit. In Boston back in the day, when no cell phone, people get murdered in the street and everybody just go in the house.
Yeah.
And eventually the police come 18 hours later.
That's crazy. And he's a pioneer. He's the first person to
Come on, man.
separate.
The twins, the
twins,
conjunctive
yeah.
twins. He's a black man.
Black,
And
yeah.
y'all talking about this. I don't even know what his politics is.
They call him Uncle Tom.
I don't even know what he stands for politically. I don't even know. I don't care because of what he's done in the field
He's
of
definitely
medicine.
right-wing Republican.
I ain't never heard about it.
Oh no, he for sure is right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
what he done as a person.
He from the ghetto.
Mhm.
He from where I'm from. He one of us.
No,
He just not rapping. He just not rapping.
If you get out of it, and you don't accept it anymore.
Oh, you're not from.
You're not from. You're not. You can't. You're not black people. You're not black
I
anymore.
forgot. He ain't black because he don't want to be a niggerly.
All right, so like South. Right.
This one, that's good though. This gonna be good for marketing.
Well, like I know that is, but like Chicago.
Okay. But anyway, so y'all let us know what y'all think. Like, subscribe, share, tell people about it. Tap into the comments. Get with us. Follow us on social media, Instagram, all that shit.
Where they follow us at?
Right here. Right here. And right here.
You feel me?
All right, peace.
These niggas stunt for the gram. Mugging while they taking selfies. Pointing they gun at the cam. All them little Ronald McDonald's. Got the max, but they some clowns. On 3, my nigga get gangster. While I push this red button down.